Why is it over here? Hi! I'm back! Don't ask why the camera's like, oh, I'm like here. Hey, how you doing? New camera. I hope you love the angle. I'm just gonna look like this the entire time. Welcome. This is the counselor's office. How you doing? Hey, come here often? Look at you. Look at you. Look at us. Who'd have thought? Anyways, okay, I'm done with this. We're done. Ow, this actually hurts my neck. Did I do the right? All right, I did the right. I did the right one. Okay, again, I'll fix the camera angle some other day. Right now, this is good enough. This is good enough to get the job done. Oh yeah, this is oh, and there it goes. There goes the phone holder. It's gone. It's dead, Jim. It's dead. Oh, I'll fix that later. Anyways, welcome to the hot mess that is this intro. And you know what's a hot mess? Oh man, I can only hope that Heresy isn't a hot mess. Yes, we're doing this video. I just want to make a video before the release of episode 3, the last episode that we will hopefully ever see in Destiny history, and hopefully we'll forget about this generation of content from Destiny, just like we forgot Lightfall. I'm already burned it out of my head mostly. Episodes are going to be the same way. The biggest disappointment. Now, this has more writing on it than the past two because people actually care about the Hive Pantheon. So I'm here to help you set expectations. We're also going to look at the trailer, but we're going to set some expectations and things that you should do and things you shouldn't do for episode Heresy. Here's the first one. Don't get baited too soon. Here we have Maddox. Something about this has me more excited than I was for Revenant or Echoes. Feels like important stories are ramping up and I'm excited. Feels good to get hyped about Destiny again. Don't set your expectations. Be reasonable. Be logical. History, data, context. Don't let an emotional response blind you, make you upset. Episode 1 and 2. 1 was bad fan fiction. No one liked it. Episode 2 could have been really good, but they rushed core content story mission, like storylines, in a very unsavory manner that wasn't reciprocated from the community. It wasn't received well. Here we have probably the biggest story thread that we've had in years. The Hive Pantheon dating all the way back to Destiny 1. Set your expectations so freaking low. The fact that we're already kicking off the Hive Pantheon storyline with nostalgia bait, and yes, Orcs, I made a joke in my Revenant review about them, all these dead bodies lying everywhere and how just like apparently no one dies in Destiny. Example 1000. Here we go, baby. We're starting an entire episode off of another body that just apparently doesn't get dealt with. I write the script, but the game really just kind of makes itself up as it goes. So set your expectations low. Don't overhype yourself. In fact, try to go in with the expectation that you're not going to get expansion quality. You're going to get just a splash, especially since this is going to be weekly now. It's no longer on day one. You get everything. It's going to be weekly retention time bait. So expect the bare minimum of story. They always start off the first day or act or week 1, whatever, of Act 1 with a killer cutscene introducing the big bad or the main story. And then it just seems to just go downhill from there. We're going to have to watch and see how it goes from week 2 to week 3. And then even with them saying that, I want you to really pay attention. The evolution that they keep saying about they're trying to cut down the dead weeks between week 4, 5, and 6, which are just dead weeks. They said they're going to try to change it by evolving the content. So I want you to take note and take stock of what it is and how this evolution happens. We're going to see. We're going to hold them to it. And that's point number 2. Hold Bungie accountable. hold Bungie accountable when you're going in this. You are a consumer. You are a customer. You either bought this or maybe you have friends that bought this. You have a right to voice your criticisms. If you are not satisfied with the product, be loud, be obnoxious. Don't listen to the ball fondlers. Bungie works for you. You don't work for them. You don't work for Fat Tony in the bottom of his mom's basement while they're circle jerking Dato's videos, upset that people are mad at Bungie. Be loud, be obnoxious, and if the majority is loud, obnoxious, as a company, Bungie has to respond. And if they don't, well, people get fired, and it's a win-win either way, because if the people aren't willing to respond, then people get fired, and maybe people will start walking out, and then maybe Sony will put fire under their pants and do something. It sucks, but if you don't do anything as a consumer, guess who eats shit? You and me. So, again, this isn't people will try to take this to an emotional response and try to emotionally blackmail you into feeling like it's your responsibility to care that people are going to lose their jobs. You are a consumer, and the product is not good. Voice it. Twitter, Reddit, voice it with your money, which means don't buy the shitty Star Wars collab. If you don't like Pete, don't give him more money for his cars. It makes sense to me. So make sure you are using your money wisely. Again, don't blow your load in what's in the store on day one, and you don't even know how the rest of the content that they're going to provide ends up. Because remember, Bungie's motto is velocity over quality, because they think they can rush stuff out and then they can work on the quality later. That's their motto. I'm knowing about you, but if I rush out with a half-built car, there's an issue. Or if I get my order wrong at McDonald's or Pizza Hut or whatever, I'm taking that crap back, because you're the consumer, the customer, the consumer, you're consuming the product. You have a right for it to function. That's the bottom dollar. There's no ifs, whats, or buts. There's no like some moral dilemma, some emotional response that people are trying to bait you into following into. You're a consumer. And if people don't like that you are treating it like a consumer, well, just tell them to go fuck themselves. Because here's the reality. Bungie is a multi-billion, million-dollar company. They're not here for you. They're not here for me. They're making a product to make money. And if you think that quality is their focus, it's not. It's putting out product as quickly as possible, on cheap, on the dollar, and then hope that people are dumb enough to get hoodwinked with trailers like we're about to watch right now, to get hoodwinked by watching these trailers. And Bungie is really, really, really good at making banger trailers. That is great at baiting people in to spending money and thinking that everything is good and dandy. When you really dissect everything, it's not really new content. Isn't it funny that DMG made a tweet about how Wrath isn't coming back because they don't want to focus on old stuff. They want to focus on new content. And yet we're going back to the Dreadnought, the Dreadnought is literally not new content. I know that's my soap opera box, but that's number 2. Let's look at case in point. Let's check it out. Let's check out on what we're looking at. Let's pull it up. Let's watch it. I haven't watched this yet. I know a lot of people are just getting baited.
Something is stirring in the hive, as it is in the Taken.
Got eyes on the Dreadnought.
Okay, so we got Drifter and Eris. We got the Dread.
Has the Taken King returned?
Oh, look, the Taken King.
To pursue my power, Lightbearer. My weapon. My throne.
So we got the Scarlet Hive. That's interesting.
Dreadnought test you, Guardian Knife.
We need to get Eris
the horror in. Hold it close.
Here's the big boy Dread.
Reach into the unknown. And prepare for it to reach back.
Already, I'm already wondering what the hell's going on in the story, because we're seeing Oryx's body, but like, it wasn't his body in like. I guess it makes sense. They did say that the story will be kicked off. Sloane, you know, she's being taken-fied. It's going to be kicked off with an event, and so I thought it was the Leviathan fish being kidnapped. But maybe it's going through the Ghost of the Deep that they go and they pull the body, and they used literally the echo to bring Oryx back, but his memory in his body, which is really weird. It's like his soul's gone, but his memories are here. But again, like, it is easy to get excited, and I want to get excited. Let's just be very loud and clear. I want to be very excited for this, because I have stock. I played the Taken King. It was probably one of the best expansions, if not the best expansion of Destiny 1. And then I think Forsaken is the best in Destiny 2, period. We're going to a very familiar, very welcomed location. And all this is great. Like, all that's great. And you want to give praise. But again, it's nostalgia. Also, how are they, like, the problem, look at the problems of episode 1 or episode 2. It was rushed. By the way, it was rushed. And that's my biggest concern, is expect the unexpected. Just really, if you're new, old, or returning, expect the unexpected. That means a happy welcome if it does have a good conclusion. I want to have a good conclusion. I want Bungie to have failed the first 2 episodes and then came to the realization, like, yeah, we should probably take this opportunity to close out the Light and Dark saga with a banger, which is usually not what happens with the seasonal. Usually the third is like kind of like the weakest, so it'll be kind of ironic if they flip the template where the first 2 are actually the worst and then the last is the best. By the way, I don't think I've come to realize how bad Destiny and the explanation of the story is until you've watched a zombie lore player try to figure out what the fuck is going on in the Destiny lore, and then watch them just stumble and just like come up with random ass things, because how convoluted and detached the Destiny Light and Darkness saga is. Like, the dude who uncovers some of the sickest lore in zombies in Call of Duty, fucking going down rabbit trails in circles, wondering what the fuck is going on. It has been S tier to know how bad Destiny 2 story is, like, from a new player perspective, because some of the most important parts of the story aren't even in the game, not just because of the sunsetting, but because every season they remove major core story beats. So it's like, man, if you ever want your friend to ask, should I start playing start playing Destiny 2? You tell them no. You wait till the summer, and I'll tell you to start playing if Frontiers does anything for Destiny. It's like, it is such a bad story, how defragmented it is. It is an embarrassment to watch someone who's just known for lore struggle. Also, something to note, every piece of like data has shown some kind of like end date, but Heresy doesn't have an end date yet, which it's very possible that it could be very possible that there's a delay, which I think it's very possible. I think it's very possible. I think it's very possible for Frontiers, if they just by the rate of how the episodes 1, 2, and 3 have been shipped and how the state of the game is, it's very, very possible that I'm truly believing it's not going to be functioning the way it should. Now, 3, something that you should be mindful and be aware. Vault of Glass is going to be available with crafted weapons. If you're a new player, returning player, or veteran, you need to jump on that day one. Bungie announced, and it was on Twitter, and I'm going to make it very clear. This is something to be excited. And out of everything that's happening in Heresy, I'm excited as a veteran. They're going to make a third bonus raid on rotation, and it's going to be Vault of Glass. What this means is you can go to an encounter and farm an encounter. Guess what? If you like Fatebringer, Templar is going to be farmed non-stop. That's right. So you can get the red border version of your Fatebringer, craft the 5 out of 5 God roll. Yes, I know people are like, well, I already got my time lost version. This is going to be enhanced with a new origin perk. Not only that, if you craft all these weapons, which is now the time to do it, you're going to be able to go and get the time lost adept versions, and you're going to have multiple perks, meaning you're going to have the best version of that gun. Now's the time. I know people are going to want to get ready for the dungeon. This is how you don't need to. If you are already at light level, don't worry about it. Your only goal is to level up your artifact, and farming raid encounters is going to give you a chunk of experience every completion, and Templar is very fast. You have a good team, you're going to be able to farm normal Templar, get as many mats and stuff. You're just going to literally just farm it. You're farming it for God rolls, for red borders, whatever. You're maxing out, doing Vault of Glass. And why is this important? Because one, it's usually on a 3-week rotation, 2-3 week rotation. Now they've changed it since then, but so it means you're gonna be able to get some really good guns for the dungeon or the contest mode. Also, the later you wait to farm Vault of Glass, the harder it's going to be to find either a good raid group or to find people in general, especially if this episode becomes a dumpster fire failure. If it becomes a dumpster fire failure like the previous ones, the numbers are going to immediately dip, and it's going to be harder to play this game. So take advantage of the fact that there's going to be people who are going to be hyped to do Vault day 1, week 1. Do it right then. That is probably the most important thing. This activity is not going away. Don't waste your time thinking I need the adept new seasonal gear. That crap's not going away. It is going to be substantially harder to get God roll, time lost, masterworked, whatever you're wanting, or you want to craft your God roll, and that's all you're going for. You don't care about time loss. You just want your 5 out of 5 enhanced crafted Hensen's Vengeance, or whatever you're chasing, or Found Verdict, whatever you're chasing that you want to use for the contest mode day 1 Friday, and or you want to take it into PvP or whatever you're for trials, whatever you're feeling, right? Whatever you're feeling saucy for. This is the time. This is the most important time to do it, because it happens every time. Like Guard of Salvation, literally, it felt like it started dipping after week 1. The amount of people that were either capable of farming or wanted to farm just woo. So take advantage right now. Well, not right now, but like the reset. Do your seasonal quest, get your story bits in, and while you're waiting for the next week of disappointment, or maybe not disappointment, we don't know, grind your tits off with some Vault of Glass. Trust, you can't go wrong. Overall, here is probably the biggest thing. Do not expect this to save Destiny. I think the biggest red flag is when someone thinks that Destiny is back because of a season. That's not going to bring Destiny back. A single seasonal content that's just going to go away. We don't even know, by the way. We don't even know if episodes are staying or going. They're here. That's not going to save Destiny. Frontiers is where the big if is Destiny going to be saved? episodes kind of give us a window where we're going, and the last two didn't really give me much hope. Like, I'm not really emphasized or excited. I have little faith. So there's that. But overall, yeah, I mean, don't think Heresy's going to save the game. And even if it is a banger, let's just say Heresy is a banger, treat it like Into the Light, where Into the Light was also a banger and the final shape was all right. But obviously the final shape did not save Destiny. It should have actually just ended Destiny, but Bungie decided to keep punching the life out of this to keep making money since Marathon wasn't out. And I think they thought that Marathon would be out and they could maybe move on from Destiny for a bit. But here we are punching the life out of Destiny some more to catch some cash. Hence the collabs and all the MTX that's being shoved up our asses, even though the quality of the game is going farther down and we're getting less content, but more MTX and less free, more MTX. You know what I mean? At that point, I think I prepared you as much as possible for Heresy. Again, you're going to have one activity, couple weapons. I don't expect this. Treat this like a deep dive from Season of the Deep. Don't expect this to be very expansive. I would like a happy surprise. But we know that the biggest part of the content that's probably going to bide your time is Vault Glass farming and the new dungeon. That's probably what's going to satiate some of your Destiny desires, because the episode itself is probably not it. So think more of what's in the game already, All Glass, and what's going to come to the game that's a separate product, the dungeon. I will be giving you my brutally honest first impressions, what I think about Heresy so far. If it seems like it hits the same notes of episode 1 and 2, I will let you know, and you should be concerned. I hope it isn't, but we'll find out very, very soon. I hope you set your expectations very low, because even if you're wrong and you're pleasantly surprised, that's a win. But if you set your expectations low, you can't be hurt. And with Bungie, their expectations are already set very low. They don't over deliver. They're all about velocity. And you need to keep that in mind. Bungie is not in the business to satisfy you. They're in the business to satisfy their shareholders, to satisfy Sony. You are just their pay pigs. We're just the beta testers, the pay pigs. And as long as people are stupid enough to continue to give them money, Bungie is going to continue to get away with that. And that's just how it is. But I refuse to give you my money, Bungie. You got to earn it. You got to earn it. I'm Mr. Game Counselor. Hit that like button. I really do want to be surprised, because it's such an important historic part of Destiny that I've been through the 10 years, all that juice, man. Like, it's like, it hurts me as much as it hurts how bad Halo is. If I didn't care about Destiny, then I would just say, bad game, dead game, and move on. It's very obvious when you care about something, you're going to be more outraged and more critical of the thing that you love and care about and you're invested in. With 10K hours, I would say I'm pretty freaking invested in this game. I don't know about you. So that's also probably self-harm somewhere. There's probably self-harm with 10K hours, some mental instability. There's a little bit something going on there. I haven't quite figured it out yet. I haven't fingered it yet, but I'm still thinking about it. All right. Until next time, don't forget to game out. I will see you after work, because I'll be working, but I'll be live Heresy. You could, even if you played it, you can check out and watch me react live. Sometimes I have some interesting live reactions. I need to make a clip compilation of my reactions sometimes, because it says 1,000 words when it's just very on the spot genuine, because it's not like, oh, you're just choosing to react. That sometimes it just smacks you in the face. You're like, until next time.